Hey guys, welcome back to the 88 show. It's your boy Day, and I just want to say Merry Christmas to all of you, and I hope you guys get to spend it with your family or friends. And if you can, I'm sorry because of the whole pandemic, but you know, it'll be over soon, or at least I hope it will be. 2020 is almost done. 2021 is right around the corner. So hopefully shit will settle down and we can get back to regular life. So that instead of complaining about Corona and other stupid stuff that we've been complaining about in 2020, we can go back to complaining about regular stuff. Yeah. In the meantime, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, and since I started this YouTube, I've gained, good like 6 subscribers. Hey, that's a lot for me at least, and I've gotten average maybe 20 to 30, 40 views per video. So hey, I'm moving up, and I appreciate everyone who watches my videos, and I thank you. I'm trying to think of more ideas of what to do with my videos, and I have a general idea, but I just don't know how to approach it. So, and I appreciate everyone who's been commenting, liking, and subscribing, of course, and some people who have suggested videos that I should do. So I really appreciate that. I don't have much going on right now, so YouTube is a good form of therapy, I guess, in a way, and it's a good outlet to express or talk about stuff that I can't really talk about with some people around me. So yeah, but today, okay, let's get to today's video. Today's video is about Christmas. And what's Christmas all about? It's about getting together, which we can't. It's about reflecting, kinda, but it's also about giving gifts and receiving them. I hope you guys got whatever gifts you wanted or you needed. One of my gifts that I got, which is actually pretty cool, my brother got me a green screen setup. Wow. And I mean really, like, wow, because I've been trying to figure out how to do different kinds of videos, and maybe I can use the green screen to up my videos, make a cool background. I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing my Patriots flag. By the way, they are sucking major ass this year. But it's okay. There's always next year. We can't always go to the playoffs and always go to the Super Bowl, so we'll let other teams do it. Anyway, I thought that today, since I'm actually recording this on Christmas Eve, so tomorrow will be Christmas Day, which I hopefully will have this video uploaded. When I was growing up as a kid, my family didn't really do Christmas. We didn't ever do the Christmas tree. We didn't do the Christmas gifts. So, we really just kind of did our own thing. I mean, of course, we would, be home with each other. But since I come from a Korean background, my parents didn't really get into the whole Christmassy stuff. So I just kind of figured it out on my own, And one thing that I figured out is Christmas movies. I love Christmas movies. Christmas movies is one of my favorite things about Christmas. Other than the music. Oh, the music is great. But let's just go to the Christmas movies first. And I'm not going to name all the Christmas movies. I'm just going to name 2 or 3 that are probably my favorite. And there's a whole bunch out there. And obviously my favorite movies aren't going to be your favorite movies. But I'm pretty sure we can agree some of these movies that I talk about are pretty good Christmas movies. So let's just get into the first one. So the first movie is Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's right, Die Hard. Now, people are gonna argue that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. You know, it's just an action movie that would it's just completely ridiculous. You know, but hey, let me explain what Die Hard is about. Okay, if you haven't seen it, definitely get your ass and go watch Die Hard. But spoiler alert, obviously, this whole video is gonna be spoilers. So if you haven't seen any of these movies, please go watch them. And then if you want to come back and watch this, great. But Die Hard, and I'm specifically talking about Die Hard 1. So Die Hard, this movie came out in 1988. That was the year I was born. So obviously I didn't watch it when it came out, but I watched it very early when I was a kid, probably, I want to say like around 10 or 11. Yeah, I mean, but dude, back then, kids were watching whatever. We'd watch rated R movies, and dude, parents don't give a shit about that. We're just watching whatever. Hey, and I turned out okay. Kinda. That's an opinion, but Die Hard is a great movie that came out in 1988. It was an action movie, and it's about this cop, played by none other than Bruce Willis, the action legend. And he plays a character named John McClane. And he's going to visit his wife at her company, which is this big ass skyscraper. And shit goes down. These terrorists come and they're trying to steal some stuff. And he gets caught up into it, you know. And he's going home for Christmas. He's trying to meet his wife for Christmas. And his Christmas gets ruined by terrorists. That is my opinion, a great Christmas movie. And I won't go into details and all how it happens. You know what happens, but it's a great Christmas movie. And in the end, obviously, John McClane kills the bad guy. And hey, everyone's saved except for a few people. But hey, it's a great movie. So if you haven't seen Die Hard, which I don't know why you would be watching this if you haven't seen it, but go watch it. And then go watch the rest of them, okay? Die Hard 2 was great, Die Hard 3, and then the rest, can't remember the names of the later ones, but they're all okay, the ones after, you know. But yeah, definitely Die Hard 1, 2, 3, they were probably the really good ones. So my next Christmas movie has got to be Jingle All the Way.
Put that cookie down, now!
Have you guys heard of Jingle All the Way? It's a great Christmas movie that came out in 1996, featuring the Terminator. He was a dad in this movie who was always working. Seems like he didn't have any time for his family. And the plot is that he has to, his kid wants this like really popular action figure called Turbo Man. Oh, it was awesome. And of course, since he's always working, he forgets to get it before Christmas. And so the movie's about him trying to get this action figure last minute for his kid, which is totally impossible because it's a very popular toy and it's sold out everywhere. And you know, it's just him trying to get this toy throughout the whole movie. And Sinbad is also in this movie. Well, what happened to Sinbad? I don't know what he's been doing, but he is equally like, dude, he is so funny. He's good in this movie. He's awesome in this movie. It's basically Arnold and Sinbad just going head to head trying to get this toy for their kid, and it's really funny. It's really good. It's just great humor. There's a scene where Arnold has to he follows this fake Santa to this warehouse. By the way, Santa is real. I'm just saying this guy was not the real Santa. He was a fake version of the real Santa. But he follows this fake Santa, and they go to the warehouse full of Santas, and they're making like fake toys and stuff, and he has to fight them all. And the Big Show from WWE, he plays one of the Santas, and it's just funny because he has to fight all of them.
I'm gonna deck your halls, bub.
But yeah, the movie is great. But yeah, Jingle All the Way, that was a great movie. It's like a good family Christmas movie. Okay, so that was Jingle All the Way. So next on my list has got to be The Santa Claus.
So let's make this simple. I say name, you say Scott Calvin. Name.
Kris Kringle.
Name.
Santa Claus.
Name.
Père Noël. Babo Natale. Père Nicole.
Papa Gijo.
Okay, Cal.
And this is a great movie. Also in the early 90s, 1994, the first one came out, The Santa Claus. And it's not like The Santa Claus like the Santa Claus like the guy. It's the Santa Claus as in like clause like a contract. Because, first of all, Tim Allen is in this movie, and I love Tim Allen. Totally grew up with him in Home Improvement and this movie. And he's in this movie, and he accidentally gets the Santa Claus killed. I don't know if he actually dies, because he kind of like disappears like a Jedi does when they die. He was on his roof and he yelled at him, and Santa Claus got startled and he fell off the roof, and I guess he died. So, and there's a clause that whoever I guess kills Santa has to take over the role of Santa, and it's really cool. It's like he actually starts becoming to look like something. Like his beard starts growing. He starts to get fatter. It's really funny, and in the whole movie, he's like going through this divorce, and he's trying to balance work and time with his kid for Christmas. And the kid is with him when he kills. Well, he's not at that moment when he's there with to kill Santa, but he goes with him to the North Pole because he needs to like figure everything out. And the kid, experiences that with him, and then the mom, thinks that the kid's crazy now because Tim Allen told him a bunch of crazy stuff. And I mean, if you look at it from the outside, obviously it is. But then in the end, everyone, spoiler alert, everyone, finally believes in Santa because Tim Allen accepts the role of Santa, and everyone's like standing outside and they see him fly over with the reindeer, and they actually have the actual reindeer, Prancer, all the Prancer Dancer or whatever, and it's really cool. It's a really wholesome movie about Santa, and that's a really good one. And they made a second one. It was okay. That came out in 2002. It's not as good, nowhere near as good as the first one, but it's about Santa Claus. He's Santa Claus now. He's been doing it for a while, but he needs to get married because apparently Santa has to be married. He can't be single, or he'll lose his powers and he'll eventually just not be Santa anymore. So he has to find someone to be his wife, which is kind of crazy because he only has like a week or two to find Mrs. Claus because he has to deliver presents on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. So it's just about that movie where he comes back and he's got magic, so he can change his appearance back to normal, So then he eventually finds someone and blah blah blah, happily ever after. It was okay. And then they made a third one. I don't even know when that one came out. It was about Jack Frost and with Martin Short. Hey, no offense to Martin Short because I think he's a great actor too, but it just wasn't as good. It didn't have that good feeling as the first one. Oh, by the way, in the second one, because Santa has to, because Tim Allen, aka Santa, has to go find a wife. The elves can't know that he's gone, so they clone him with this toy machine. It's like a plastic wax Santa, and he starts taking over the North Pole, and he turns into this militarized thing, and they have to, and he starts cloning those Nutcracker soldier looking dudes. He starts cloning those and kind of takes over the North Pole, and then they come back and they fight him, and they have a big snowball fight. It's okay. It's a cute way of wrapping it up, but anyway. But the third one, it was about Jack Frost. He's trying to ruin Christmas and they all have to fight him. I don't remember how that ended. I never really watched through that one because I was like, eh. But yeah, the first one is really great, and please go watch it if you haven't. All right. Okay. I have one more movie I'll talk about because I'm not going to go and name a bunch of Christmas movies. You can easily look that up. But the last Christmas movie that I have to talk about, definitely Home Alone. Home Alone.
Shit.
I mean, dude, Home Alone is a classic Christmas movie. Who doesn't like Home Alone? Home Alone 1 came out in 1990 and is still being played on TV. Home Alone is a true classic Christmas movie with Macaulay Culkin and Joe Pesci. I forgot the other guy's name. I'm sorry. But a bunch of people was in it. John Candy was in this. Rest in peace, John Candy. It was just a good movie, and if you really haven't seen this movie, you definitely need to go watch it. It's about this kid who's got a big family, and he gets left at home basically. His parents forget to bring him. Or forget to wake him up because he gets in trouble and he has to sleep in like the attic the night before they go on this big trip. Yeah, he gets left at home and he's like, he makes like a wish, and he thinks the wish came true because no one's at home when he wakes up the next day. And Kevin McAllister, that's his name. I was blanking on that. And Kevin has to basically live on his own for a few days or maybe a week or so because they left him. And he's all happy and he's excited like the first day or two, but then he starts to get worried that they're actually gone, so he gets a little sad because he's watching like these little movies and stuff. And he's like scared of the attic or the basement because it has like this heater thing. It looks like a damn like monster trying to chomp on you, but it's just his imagination. And of course, I gotta look up that guy's name because that's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna do it right now. So Joe Pesci, and Daniel Stern. They were the, I guess, villains of the movie. I wouldn't call them villains. They're just bad people. They were called the Wet Bandits. They were going house to house, stealing like presents and valuables. Because when people usually travel for Christmas, so they're going to these empty homes, and they'll steal stuff. And they were there, and in the beginning of the movie, you'll see Joe Pesci in a cop uniform. He's scouting houses out to see who's home or not, or who's leaving for Christmas. And eventually, they hit houses, and they come across Kevin's house, and Kevin has to come up with a plan to drive them out of the house. And it's just a classic. He comes up with all these traps, and things around the house, and it's just a classic movie, and it's so good, and I love watching. I think I've seen that movie like 100 times. It was so good. And then they made a sequel that came out 2 years later, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, because this time Kevin actually gets on the plane with his parents, but actually Kevin goes on the wrong plane because his parents leave him behind at the airport. They're just running. And they leave this kid who's like, I don't know, 10, and they're all like sprinting because they're late. They're late, and they leave him behind. And they think he's on the plane because they don't even check. They don't even check if he's on the plane. And the dad's like, "Oh, everyone's on the plane, but your your youngest son, is not on the plane." Anyway, and he gets on the wrong plane because he bumps into this lady who has a bunch of tickets. And back then they didn't have computers to scan tickets or whatever. They just looked at it and then it got mixed up in a bunch of tickets, and so she couldn't really confirm if he was on this flight. So she let him in, and he gets on the plane, and she's like, "Look for your dad," and he sees somebody with the same like jacket, but it's from behind, so he thinks it's his dad. He gets on the plane, and the family's going to Florida, and while he's going to New York, and both of these movies Kevin is really expressing that the family never does like Christmas stuff. Because in the first movie they went to France, and then in this one they went to Florida for Christmas. It's like when you do Christmas, you want to have like Christmas trees, snow, like stuff like that. So he goes to New York, and you find out that Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, Marvin, Harry, they bust out of jail and they're in New York now. And it's so funny because, you know, they randomly bump into Kevin, and Kevin runs to his like cousin's or uncle's house, like apartment. Not apartment. It's like this brownstone house. You know those houses. Anyway, in New York, and it's like a vacant house being worked on. But he uses that again to set up traffic. This is great. It's great. And basically, the kind of like the same thing happens, except this time he almost gets caught by them. And this lady who lives in the park, who's homeless, unfortunately, but she's like the bird lady. She takes care of the pigeons and stuff, and she's really nice. Well, at first, he's scared by her, just like in the first movie. He's scared by an old dude, but they all turn out nice, and they become like this like advice like wizard kind of thing. Not a wizard, what? But you know what I'm saying. And it's really great. And yeah, it's good. And Rob Schneider's in this movie. Can't remember that other guy, the one that's like the main like hotel lobby dude. I forgot his name, but it was great. And yeah, I think, and then they made a third and fourth one, and it's not even about the same family. It just sucked. I think the third one was about like Russian terrorists came over, and they have like this like missile, like the bomb chip or some computer chip, and they hide it in like a toy. It's so dumb, and like it was a weak plot, and they didn't get Macaulay Culkin back, and they made a fourth one, which I didn't even watch, but I think it was about like a mansion or something, and like water. I remember seeing like a scene where water was pouring out of it. I don't think it was good, but definitely the first and second one was the greater ones. But yeah. So those are my little short list of Christmas movies. There's a bunch more out there, but those are the ones that I immediately thought of. And yeah, so we'll check out Die Hard, Jingle All the Way, The Santa Claus with an E, and Home Alone. You gotta go check those movies out. And please let me know what your favorite Christmas movies are, so that I can check them out if I haven't seen them. And yeah, so thanks again for watching and coming back to my channel. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas tomorrow, and just hope things will get better in 2021. I'll probably make like an end of the year video on Happy New Year's, kind of give you guys my New Year's resolutions, even though everyone always fails on them. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. And in the meantime, I'll try to keep uploading reaction videos and just random videos about whatever. So yeah, anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.